Hi and welcome. This video is part of a complete Terraform course I have available. The link with a big discount is on the description. Make sure to check that out and let's get started. Hello and welcome back. Are you excited to continue working with our EC2 little project here? I surely am. So let's go right away and uncomment this code and we can directly run a Terraform apply. So we're going to create this resource again. And in this lecture, we will dive a little bit deeper into security groups to understand what's happening here whenever we create an AWS instance without assigning a security group for it. Let's type here at the bottom, yes, we're going to press enter and this is going to create our instance. Once again, this takes roughly 30 seconds to complete, but we can already come here to the console. We will see that there is an instance in the pending state and it will stay in a pending state. Once it becomes running, then our Terraform code here is going to be considered as completed in a few seconds, right? So here that should soon complete. Perfect. So let's go back to the console here and let's click on our instance. And you will see that in the security tab at the bottom, if you scroll down a little bit, we have already a security group. A security group is needed whenever we are deploying an instance on AWS. It will have a security group attached to it. If it doesn't have a security group, it's basically unreachable. We cannot reach it from any protocol, from any port, so it will have a security group. And then if we click here on this security group, you will see that there is a label default. And this security group here is the default security group that is created whenever we created our VPC. You can see that this VPC here is the 06 resources VPC, and it has a default security group, which is this security group. If you click here, you will see 3 default security groups, and they are here on the right side. If you just scroll a little bit, they are groups or security groups that were created for each of our VPCs. So let's inspect a little bit the security group, which is the default one for our current VPC. We can see here in our inbound rules that there is an SRG security group rule. So this is the name of the security group rule. Let's click here on edit inbound rules. And I would like to make a difference. So just highlight here, this is the rule ID. And this here on the top is the security group ID. So these are 2 different IDs. We have one for the security group and one for the security group rule. Now, what this rule is saying is that all the traffic that originates from this security group is allowed to go through all the protocols, all the port ranges. Okay, so why is this security group needed? Well, or what is it enabling? Basically, this security group here is enabling internal traffic within the VPC whenever we have 2 EC2 instances attached or connected to this security group. So if I have instance A and instance A wants to talk to instance B and both of them have this security group here, then they can talk to each other. Allowing traffic coming from specific security groups is a good practice when we are deploying EC2 instances. Let's say, for example, that we want to deploy a database that wants to accept traffic only coming from certain EC2 instances. We can create a similar rule here for our RDS instance, for our database instance, and then say, okay, I'm going to allow the traffic only from the security group that is associated with the EC2 instances that I want to talk to. We haven't configured this manually because this comes whenever we create the VPC. But I just thought that it would make sense for us to quickly discuss, because in case you want to explore this on your own, now you know exactly what this default security group is doing. It's basically allowing all the EC2 instances that we deploy without specifying the security group, because if we look here in the code, we haven't really specified the security group, but these instances were associated with the default security group of the VPC. So if we were to deploy another instance here, let's say we're going to copy this and then create another instance, web 2, for example, then these 2 instances will be associated, they will be connected with this security group, which means that they will be able to talk to each other. But all right, I just wanted to dedicate a few minutes to explain this. Let me remove this resource here. And now we can, once again, let's comment this out. I'm not gonna do it, okay? Because I'm just gonna continue in a few minutes with this demo. So just in the case you're gonna take a break from the videos and just gonna watch the next one in a day or two, then I would recommend go ahead and do as we did at the end of the last lecture, where you comment out this resource, you apply the changes just to remove the EC2 instance here and not consume your free tier hours. Let's take a short pause, and in the next lecture, we'll come back and we will define our own security groups, and we will attach the security groups to this EC2 instance.